Hello and welcome to the Shaman's View. I'm Dr. Alberto Villoldo, and today I want to take you into the world of the animal powers, the world of the great power animals. The animals are the soul of the mother, of Pachamama. In fact, the word animal comes from the word anima, which is the word for the soul. They are the spirit and the soul of the earth, and they are sacred. The shamans of old understood that we have a relationship with all creatures in the earth, but especially with the great animals. And they embodied their powers as they acquired wisdom. And in the shamanic traditions that I trained in, which are the traditions of the Americas, there are four great power animals that we work with, which I'm going to share with you what they are, what they represent, and how to summon them, how to engage their power and their forces. Oftentimes we think of these power animals as energies, but energies are like electricity, they're inanimate. They're really the great forces of nature. And mastering the relationship with the four great animals of the four directions, which change from culture to culture. But when you mastered that relationship, you came into perfect aini, into perfect relationship with nature, with the past, and with the future. So the four great animals that we work with are the serpent, the jaguar, the hummingbird, and the eagle. And I know that for some of you, you don't have hummingbirds where you live. You live in Europe. There are no hummingbirds, but they're falcons, they're owls. There's another animal that represents the forces of nature as they express themselves where you are and where you live. So we learn to call on the spirit of the serpent, the mother of the waters, to come and wrap her coils of light around us and teach us her way, the beauty way, to walk with beauty on the earth and to touch everyone we touch with beauty and with gentleness. The mother serpent comes to teach us to shed the past the way that we shed our skin, which is all at once. She shows us how to shed it all at one time, not little by little like we like to do in the West, where I'm really working on this relationship issue or this mommy issue, not one scale at a time, but all at once. And today we're really being invited by the times we're living in to let go of the entire history of humanity with its beauty and its violence and its horribleness, to be able to step into a new world together. Serpent medicine, that's why Moses carried a staff when he went into the desert to lead his people to the promised land. This is why in medicine, the caduceus has two serpents intertwined. One of them is the serpent of chaos, and the other one the serpent of order and of beauty. And the understanding that life is a dance between these two great serpents. The Tibetans called them the Nagas, the pre-worldly beings, incredible beings that inhabited this planet, that now can shapeshift. They can become humans, they can become any shape they wish, but they're generally invisible in the depths of the oceans. And the great Buddhist sage Nagarjuna, the master of the Nagas, was the one who brought us the great gifts of the Buddha, that the Buddha had hidden in the depths of the ocean and in the folds of time, so that we could discover them when humanity was ready for them. The way of the jaguar, jaguar medicine. The jaguar is the keeper of the rainforest, mother, sister jaguar, the female jaguar that protects her cubs. The jaguar has no enemies. It has no predators. So we learn to live our lives without having enemies. without having predators, without needing to make anyone wrong. We learn to practice peace because the rainforest supports us. But to do so, we must become the caretakers of the rainforest, the keepers of Jaguar medicine, which for the shaman is the wisdom that takes you on the journey beyond death into infinity. In the north, we have the way of the hummingbird, the way of stillness, the way of the deep quiet. Even in the middle of flight, hummingbirds can hover while they suck on the flower. Extraordinary. But they're also the great travelers. They go on the great journey. They migrate from Brazil to Canada every year. And they don't stop along the way and say, wow, are there any flowers to suck on when we get to Cuba? They don't question the journey. They respond to the great calling and they go. And they're set to follow the geese. They follow the geese when they're migrating so that the geese can really open the path for them. And it's don't like when you follow a big truck, you're pulled forward by the draft of the wind. The same with the hummingbirds. And they say that when the lead goose steps back for another goose to step up, all of the hummingbirds flutter back about 200 meters and they have to catch up to the lead goose again. Courageous, courageous beings that bring us the gift of drinking only from the nectar of flowers, of not feeding on anything that is dead or dying, only on essence. And then the way of the eagle, the way of the mother, the great mother that teaches us to spread our own wings and soar wing to wing with a great spirit, to develop our vision, to open our eyes so that we can see the detail below. The eagle can see a mouse scurrying in a brush 1,000 meters below and can also see the curvature of the earth, can see the totalities and can see the minute detail. I want to invite you today to connect with one of these power animals and to connect with the one, not the one that you like the most, because we're all going to be riding on top of the eagle's wings or drinking nectar with the hummingbird or checking out the Amazon with the jaguar or slithering around the rainforest, but the one that has the most to teach you. This is so important in our times today because we need to embody that anima, that soul of nature, because we are animals. We are creatures of nature, but we have become so disenfranchised, so disconnected from our emotions, from our feelings, from our instinct. Our instinct has gone bad. It leads us to where we shouldn't go. We want to reset that connection by embodying that power, that force of nature that will bring us back to the mother, that will bring us back home, and that will bring us the medicine of that particular direction, depending on what it is we need in our lives today. Healing in the way of the serpent, wisdom in the way of the jaguar, the wisdom to know that we can journey beyond death and fearlessness, and with the hummingbird, the ancient wisdom teachings of the ancestors, timeless teachings of the medicine men and women, and the way of nectar, of honey, and of quieting the mind, of practicing deep stillness, or the eagle, the way of rising above all obstacles that present themselves. So join me in a journey that I'd like to share with you. And I'd like you to imagine yourself in a beautiful garden. Green grass sitting on the grass. And look at the forest ahead of you. And to one side there's a river. To the other side there's a mountain. And behind you, a beach. And I'd like like you to sit on the grass, take off your shoes, take off your clothing if you like. Nobody is watching. Sitting on the cool grass, feeling the sun on your back. And join me as I call the spirit of the four directions, and then we're going to summon one to come and bless you and offer you its medicine. To the winds of the south, great serpent, mother of the waters, we call on you. Come and wrap your coils of light around us. Teach us your ways, the beauty way, to walk with beauty in the earth, to touch everyone we touch with beauty. Be with us. Teach us to shed the past the way you shed your skin. Aho. To the winds of the west, Mother Sister Jaguar, I call on you, Mother. Come to us from your place of the setting sun. Come and teach us your ways of fearlessness, of looking into the deep and dark places that no one dares to venture into, to the places of the shadow, of the dark, to find the treasures that are hidden there. Teach us your ways of fearlessness. Teach us the ways beyond death. Aho. To the winds of the north, Hummingbird, grandmothers and grandfathers, ancient ones, guardians and keepers of this earth, we call on you. Hummingbird, teach me your ways, the ways of the nectar, of drinking deeply from the nectar of life, the ways of the flowers, of the medicine plants, the ways of the great journey, that I may say yes to that distant call that I hear so faintly. Teach me the ways of deep stillness. Aho. To the winds of the east, Mother Sister Eagle, I call on you, Mother. Come to me from the place of the rising sun, golden eagle. Come and teach us your ways. Teach us to spread our own wings, that we may always fly wing to wing with the Great Spirit. Teach us the ways of vision, of clarity, of dreaming our lives and our world into being. Come, Mother. Aho. And I'd like you to sit in your garden. Close your eyes and scan the four directions until you see that there's a light approaching and drawing near. And keep your eyes closed. Look with your other eyes. And as this light grows nearer, you can feel its warmth, and it's now before you, or perhaps behind you. And I'd like you to open your eyes and look at the great power animal that has responded to your call that you have made from your heart. And you may need to turn around in your mind's eye and find it behind you. Go ahead. Look into her eyes. Look into its eyes. And ask this great creature, the soul of the earth, what wisdom does she bring to you? What knowledge? What courage? What insight? What lessons? What must you allow to die for this force and this power to reside within you, to be born within you? Ask her anything you wish. And now reach out with your hands and invite this great power animal into your heart center. Bring her into you. Scales, claws, feathers. Taking the soul of the mother, bringing the soul of the mother into your heart, and feeling her energy in every cell in your body, infusing you with life, with beauty, with power. Bring your hands to your heart center and take this energy into you. Feeling it empowering and healing and charging every cell in your body. And now turn to the appropriate direction. To the south if it was the spirit of the serpent, to the west if it was the jaguar, the north if it was the hummingbird, the east if it was the eagle. And bow to that direction. Thank you, Mother. Thank you for coming into me. Teach me your ways. Bring me back to the mother, to the great mother. Bring me back to my own nature and to Mother Nature. Make your instinct my instinct, that I may be guided in these times when we have such need for clear guidance. Thank you, Mother. I will honor you, and I ask you to protect me. And take a moment to feel these energies washing through your entire system and reminding you that you are a child of the mother, that we share the same mother, that she wants us to be well, but not only to be well, but to become the stewards of all life on this beautiful planet. And let this power and this force grow within you so that you can become the master of that direction. Mastery doesn't mean power over, it means power with, in service, that we may truly be in service to our mother, to the earth, and to our calling, that we may respond to it like the hummingbird responds to that call. I invite you tonight as you go to sleep to summon that spirit animal, that great, great power, and invite it to come and reveal itself to you in the dream time. And that dream time that we all share together with the field of our Mother, the Earth. Thank you so much for joining me today in the Shaman's View and in the way of the animal powers. Take your animal power out for a ride. Test it and invite it to grow within you. It is there to serve you and for you to be able to serve.